When the company's management starts buying the stock, that is often a pretty good indicator that it's time for you to do so too. At least when it comes to me, it is. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm the Electric Viking. Great to see you. Welcome to all the new subscribers. Great to have you back. Everyone else. And thank you for tuning in. By the way, Happy New Year 2023. It's going to be a fantastic year. Looking forward to bringing you the latest information, news, insights. I'm going to keep track of what's going on in China, especially because Chinese car market output from China around the world, shipping EVs, it increased by a factor of 5 over the past 12 months. It's going to skyrocket over the next 12 months. Probably not going to affect the United States very much. But yes, Europe will be decimated. Many countries will be decimated. And also, the Japanese automotive industry is about to enter an historic collapse, one of which will, I think, have never been seen before in the history of the automotive industry, period. It's going to be crazy. The other thing that's going to be even better than all that is going to be the adoption of EVs. EVs will become mainstream in a way we have never, ever seen before. The prices of electric cars, thanks to new sodium batteries and the continued evolution of lithium iron phosphate, will drive EV prices down to the point where the cost price will be very close to on par with gasoline-powered vehicles. In 2024, that is the year where it will happen. 2023, we're going to get pretty close. Speaking of Tesla, right now Tesla stock has lost an insane amount. This year, it has collapsed. So all the people in Seeking Alpha are gloating and saying how they were all right, they were correct. Well, I don't know about that. In fact, I believe Elon Musk is correct, that eventually Tesla will be the most valuable company in the world. Now that's another video, another day. There's lots of reasons for my philosophy in believing that. But what I think is interesting is when company insiders or when management begin to buy a stock, well, it gives you a good indicator that something positive is going on. It's like a form of insider trading, really, isn't it? Tesla CEO Elon Musk has sold a fair bit of stock. But while he was doing that to fund his purchase of Twitter and pay off his debts, Cathie Wood was loading up in a way that ARK Invest have really never done before. And they did it quietly, continuing to buy stock over almost every week across 3 months. There's been a number of interesting investments in Tesla stock recently. Those include many different South Korean investors, including retail South Korean investors who appear to be taking up the slack for American investors. And also, Tesla's chief financial officer, Zachary Kirkhorn, who exercised options to buy Tesla shares recently. As per a recent Form 4 filing with the US Securities and Exchange Commission, Kirkhorn exercised options expiring on October the 16th, 2028. So, he had 6 more years to exercise these options to purchase 13,500 Tesla shares. His most recent purchase, Kirkhorn now owns a total of 204,313 shares of Tesla stock. The CFO purchased Tesla at a price of $18 per share. Now, I think anyone would purchase Tesla stock at that price. So it's not really all that enlightening to see that he did this. But why did he do it now? Why now? Why did he purchase Tesla stock? He didn't have to do it for another 6 years. Now, there's a very clear reason for why he did this. And it's because it's going to save him money by buying now rather than buying later when the price is higher. In other words, Kirkhorn firmly believes that Tesla stock has hit the bottom. I think he's right. Now, there's a tax difference due on the option exercise price and the market price. That means it makes sense to exercise his stock options now when he thinks the price is at its lowest point. The reason is there is an expiration date on the stock option. In other words, if you're going to convert, a convert by date. And if it expires, the options are valued at 0. Now, clearly, the lower the price of the stock, right, the less the difference between the price he pays and the market price, meaning his tax price is lower. His tax obligations are lower. In other words, Kirkhorn is doing what he thinks is calling the bottom on the stock. If the chief financial officer of Tesla has just called the bottom, do you think we've hit the bottom? Well, there's no way of really knowing for sure, but I'd say there's a pretty damn good chance we're thereabouts. Now, obviously, stock price is not determined by the chief financial officer. I know that. I'm sure you know that too. But of course, I'm very well aware, and I'm sure you are, that people at this level within management have knowledge. They have knowledge of what Project Highland is. They have knowledge of Tesla's $25,000 car. They have knowledge of Tesla's future battery plans. They have knowledge of things that we do not. This is basically insider information. It's insider trading. It's legal insider trading, but it's a pretty good indicator that, you know what? You're not going to lose money if you buy the stock now. You may for a month, 2 months, but probably not in a year. And I'd say certainly not in 5 years. And that's what you should do. Never ever gamble with the house's money. Never ever gamble with money you're not prepared to lose. But at the same time, my advice is when you buy a stock, ignore the price. When it goes down, just take the opportunity to buy more if you believe in the company. Now you should reassess. I reassessed with NIO and XPeng, and I decided that stock had changed. Those companies had changed, the position had changed, the market had changed, and therefore I sold at a loss. And sometimes that's the best thing to do. Now, while Kirkhorn's shares today are only worth around 25 million US dollars per Friday's closing price, they would be worth nearly 78 million at Tesla's all-time high that it hit in 2021. I think there is probably likely no one else at Tesla who has more of an awareness of the inner workings financially of the company. Even Elon Musk wouldn't, because I mean, he's doing a million things. He's the CEO of 77 different companies. No, I'm exaggerating, but you see the point. Kirkhorn, all he does is work for Tesla at Tesla. He doesn't focus on any other businesses. More than likely, he knows more of the ins and outs in terms of Tesla's financial position now and where he thinks they'll be in 5 years than anyone else at the company. Now, do you agree with that? Disagree? Let me know in the comments. Tesla closed out 2022 with a 65% decline in price, says Teslarati. And despite this, they say, and despite the persistent demand issue narrative from the critics, which I believe I've debunked on numerous occasions, including the fact that the Tesla Model Y was just the best-selling car in Europe, period, with zero discounting. There was some discounts in the US, but we know pretty well that the Model Y has closed out the year. In fact, the Model 3 has closed out the year as well with an incredible bang. There's no stock left of that Model 3. I think there was about 35 left in inventory when I last checked a few days ago for the Model Y. There's basically no stock of either the Model 3 or the Model Y. In addition to that, we're about to hit an incredible momentum point for the Cybertruck. In addition to the Cybertruck, we're going to see the Semi come out, and we're going to see ramped production of the 3 and the Y. Plus, Project Highland will re-energize people's appetite for the Model 3, and it will actually decrease Tesla's costs for that vehicle. That's what people are saying. I also think it's worth considering the fact that CATL is more than likely will start equipping Tesla's vehicles made in China with their new battery packs. Now, it's a new pack. The cells are not all that different, but the packs are definitely more efficient, more affordable, and will give the vehicles more range as a result. Plus, the structural castings will have that effect in addition. 2023, I think, will be the best year for Tesla ever. I'm convinced that it will be for a number of different reasons. The Lathrop facility has ramped production to incredible levels. Tesla has officially declared it is now an energy company, and it has a license to operate as an energy company. It is building out vehicle charging stations all over the US, and I believe other countries, without telling people, with massive energy storage underneath those charging stations. I've reported on this in the past. It will use those massive megapack batteries it is installing to make these charging stations energy providers. Energy plants, where what they'll do is take energy out of the grid when it's cheap, probably at 2 a.m. in the morning, sell it back to consumers at probably 20 times the price at 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the daytime when those superchargers are extremely busy. That's what I call making an enormous margin. They pretty much don't have any competition in this area. Even though others are trying to do this now, the reality is the others' cost to build out these projects and these sites is far, far higher than Tesla's. In addition, Tesla has a captive market. They're the first movers. It's a little bit like Apple with the iPhone and the iPod. And I don't see this changing despite tweets from Elon Musk, which really don't change the position of the company. It doesn't change the products, and it doesn't change, realistically, the value, the intrinsic value of the business. And that's how I look at Tesla stock. Now, what are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments. As always, my friends, have an amazing day. Have an amazing 2023. And you know what? Thank you for your support. Remember to stay positive. This is the EV revolution here. It's coming on strong. 2023 is going to be the year of all years. We're going to see renewable energy hit all-time highs. EV adoption rates will hit all-time highs. And frankly, 2024 is just going to be the cream on the cake. That'll be the year in which we'll start to see big legacy automakers get crushed.